Retail WoW whenever it came out back in 2009. People are garbage. Too many dad guilds died. Yeah, exactly. It was just long and boring. No, it's because people are bad.
Oh, but see this and think harder raid does not necessarily equal better raid for the majority of players. Yep. And trust me, Cataclysm is going to be more challenging than Wrath.
Cataclysm will be the reckoning. Cataclysm raids, I would say, were the first massive jump up in difficulty in WoW's history. Like, if you compare how BWD and like Bastion of Twilight were back in like Cataclysm whenever it came out, it was fucking brutal. Like, the mechanics were actually hard, there were a lot of things happening, and it was all at the same time. I think Cataclysm raids being so hard is why a lot of people quit. Because I remember back in Wrath of the Lich King at the end of the expansion, everybody was running pug raids. And then as soon as as soon as Cataclysm came out, that entire pug raiding scene died. Because the game was too hard.
Long shot. Also, Classic Era getting more popular right now might just not be the biggest of coincidences. And it's not the hardcore scene that has grown on it either. Just your regular vanilla WoW enjoyers are populating the other realms once again. And Classic Era should continue to exist regardless of what happens, of course. But I can guarantee that nearly every single player there at the moment would at least try Classic Plus. Classic is still, to this day, a very popular MMO. The player base is there for Classic Plus to happen, and I'm sure of it. But what about Blizzard actually committing to it and making Classic Plus, though? That's where things tend to get a bit more complicated. This is where time, innovation, and ultimately, money come in. Back in the day, of course, games had far shorter development.
I feel like it's probably easier to develop Classic Plus than develop new Dragonflight content. Like, what the fuck do I know? But like, it sure seems like it'd be easier to make something that looks like it's 15 years old.
Cycles. It's amazing to see what studios could get done in a couple of years. EverQuest began development in '96 and released in '99. Vanilla itself took an estimated 4 to 5 years of development.
And that was a long
and
time.
Rather famously, the interior for Molten Core for Classic was designed in a few days as a proof of concept to work on a bigger raid than what Onyxia's Lair offered at the time. These days, it's not just re-releasing Classic though, it's rebuilding it to work with Blizzard's modern infrastructure. This has been something we've been made aware of at many different points throughout the game's history so far. This is why you've started to see modern features on the Classic client, such as the reconnect button if you DC.
Just wait till we get the store button on the Classic client. That's whenever we're really going to be back in 2004.
AFK for too long, and more recently the updated Dragonflight options menu. So Blizzard are probably working with a whole lot of random code and scripts and figuring out how to make them work again without totally breaking them when they turn them back on. Meaning for newer assets, encounters and so on, it's still going to be a fair amount of work, right from design, art, sound, all the way to the end product. Also at Blizzard, I get the impression they move existing staff around to suit the needs of different teams rather than hiring someone new to fill gaps which are presented. It does make more sense after all from a financial and company point of view. I bet recently Diablo 4 has been a huge focus for Blizzard, and it seems they've really cleared space to put a lot of effort into that. Dragonflight has been getting content at a pace we have not seen for many years in retail World of Warcraft, and Classic has had a smaller team so far, but there is plenty going on. Wrath of the Lich King is progressing, we've just had updates to Era, we have hardcore servers, and a new seasonal at some point. All this is good and everything, but outside of the main Classic game, of course talking about Wrath here, there has been so much time between releases, and during this downtime, the rate at which we're progressing through the current Classic expansion is not getting any slower either. When Season of Mastery was announced as a yearly thing, I thought there would be 2, maybe 3 months of downtime between each season. Well,
there's no way they can do Season of Mastery. Like, nobody wants to level a character for 3 months only to have it for 9 more months. People like being able to have something and then I think that's the problem that Season of Mastery has.
Some fun stats for you. Season of Mastery Next Rammus came out over a year ago now, on July 28th, 2022. In fact, Season of Mastery itself released 16th of November 2021 and closed February 14th, 2023. That's 456 days or just under 1 year and 3 months. The Burning Crusade Classic launched 1st June 2021 and Wrath Classic came out on
Classic. Do you think people that play Classic want to have to re-level every 3 months? I don't really know if that's true. And I think also, like, you're right, there's like an audience for that. But I don't think that they can really, like, you can't really have a healthy community for that. Like, yeah, sure, there's going to be some people, but I think that's not really enough to, like, really justify development. You have to do something that's more long-term. And I think even so, like, I think doing something that's more long-term would hit a much wider audience, too.
Holy moly!
The 26th of September 2022. Between those dates is 483 days or just under 1 year and 4 months. In total, the Burning Crusade Classic was out for just about 1 more month than Season of Mastery was, which is kind of crazy to think about. Which of course at this point in the video we get onto something we were going to talk about eventually, the money. Blizzard won't do Classic Plus because it will cost them money. You've probably heard it, and there is definitely something in that statement, but I don't believe it's the cost of developing it that's the problem so much as the opportunity cost of not developing something else. The Classic is really successful as an MMORPG, but not as successful across Blizzard's range of games. And I bet you are waiting for me to bring it up, but over at Jagex, allegedly RuneScape 3 generates higher overall revenue due to their microtransactions, despite old school RuneScape nearing 4 times the amount of monthly players.
That's one of the unfortunate things nowadays, is the microtransactions do make a lot of money, even if people don't like them.
World of Warcraft, I think retail has more players for sure, and you know what else it also has more of? Microtransactions. One would be very confident that it's going to be getting a lot more work put into it, because what Blizzard can earn back from it is going to be much higher than what they can with Classic. We did just have the WoW token put into Classic though. This will have added some extra value to this version of the game from a financial point of view, and if you take a look at the historic
I
Classic,
think that's one of the reasons why people like Classic WoW, is there's just none of that shit in there. It's just a game.
Right, it's over.
That's all there is to it. It's just a
the
game.
Classic tokens so far, it's been consistently dropping in all regions. For me, this is
boy.
the tokens and posting it on the auction house relative to those purchasing it with in-game gold. The token, however, is just for wrath. In vanilla, there is no microtransactions, no token, and only a subscription fee. And for games these days, that's, well, it's not really how it works anymore, is it? Is there another online subscription-based game that's this popular with no token?
There would be if everybody back in 2012 would have quit the fucking game whenever I said that the store mounts were bullshit. We wouldn't have them. But nobody wanted to listen to me, and everybody called me a fucking idiot. And you know what? You get what you fucking deserve.
And no microtransaction. These days you've got to min-max that revenue via several different sources, and that is problematic for vanilla. Vanilla is also far more economy-driven than later versions of the game. Gold retains value throughout the entire duration of the game, and the ability to trade it for real-life money would very much harm the integrity of the game to an enormous degree, more so than it already does through people buying gold from bots, that is. Vanilla almost feels as though it is unmonetizable beyond the subscription fee. So
I think if they try to add in microtransactions to vanilla WoW, people are not going to be okay with it. I do really, I don't think that they should be okay with it. Like, this is a 15-year-old game. Like, just don't do it.
For new content to really have a chance to be added, there would have to very clearly be an extremely large demand for it to happen from the player base. And I think this is one of the big factors holding the potential of the game mode back. 100 people can say they hate microtransactions, but it takes one person to engage with it enough for it to be worth it. How is Classic Plus going to see dev time when currently it's hard capped at 15 per person, when Dragonflight or indeed other Blizzard games have a...
The reason why Blizzard should do it is because it attracts people to the other versions of the game. Like, I guarantee you that there are people that come back to play Classic WoW and then try out Dragonflight because they get tired of playing Classic WoW. 100% that happens.
Whole range of different ways for money to be spent on them. This is why if you really want to see it, it's worth asking loud and clear for Classic Plus. If enough people get behind it, I think it will give it the greatest chance of existing. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and believe me, for many people it will not be. And between the choice of it's not perfect for everyone and it doesn't exist is kind of a no-brainer to me. Classic Plus would offer huge opportunities for the long term of this game though. It would be a chance to take the story of vanilla in a different direction. I've done near.
I don't think they should take the story in a different direction hardly at all. Like, just make a few more raids, do some more quests, do something like the AQ event again, add in maybe a couple of new zones, and then that's it, right? You don't need to reinvent everything.
Enough an hour's worth of content just on the loose ends of vanilla or ideas that were scrapped, and they are both some of my most popular videos recently. As Classic naturally progresses into expansions with harder content, more class changes and more additional systems, Classic Plus would offer fresh experiences for people who do want the slower paced, simpler, and straight up easier game. Classic's popularity proves that there is a niche in the MMO market for the type of game that it is.
It's not even a niche, man. There's a lot of mouth breathers. Like what are we talking about, a niche? Like, this is a massive silent majority.
If this whole thing was just nostalgia, it would be long gone by now, but it is not. We got classic servers, we got seasonal servers, we got hardcore servers, and one day I would very much like to see Classic Plus servers.
I would too.
And that's about all I have for you today. Probably a bit of a different take.
I think that's the most important thing for Blizzard to do. If Blizzard makes a Classic Plus, I think the game, like Classic WoW, is going to have a great future. But I also don't think that players, like, there will be some players that do, but I really don't think that players should accept microtransactions at all in Classic Plus. Like, I don't think so. I mean, they don't even have GMs to fix the game. Like, it's been $15. They're not even developing anything anymore. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
On Classic Plus, I didn't want to go into the gameplay systems too much, as just getting Classic Plus to be committed to in the first place is kind of the bigger deal at the moment. There are certainly issues with it, which I have highlighted in this video, but at the end of the day, a for-profit company is going to do for-profit things, so I hope enough people make it apparent that Classic Plus is something worth investing into. And I don't usually ask, but
I don't think that they should do Classic Plus if they're going to have to add microtransactions into it. Like, don't even bother if, like, you're going to put, like, store mounts and WoW tokens and boosts. Just don't even make it. Just don't bother. Don't waste your time.
Do share the message if you do want to see Classic Plus one day. It doesn't have to be on this video either, but posting on forums, social media, even on the comments here, wherever really, let Blizzard know that you're interested in Classic Plus. A lot of things have happened in Classic because the community has asked for it and kept asking for it. Maybe one day Classic Plus can too. But as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening in, and I'll see you all in the next one very soon.
There it is. What if it was only cosmetics? Nope. Nothing. Nothing, bro. Like, you should not accept any of this shit. What is this? Nothing. Like, you're paying $15 a month to play a game that came out 20 years ago. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Cosmetics are fair? Nope. If they add cosmetics, I don't know, I might play it because I'm a streamer, but if I wasn't a streamer, I wouldn't fucking play it. It's an abomination. Absolutely not. Would you be excited if they announced Cata Classic? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, but I mean, like, I would play it for content, but besides that, I don't know, that's whatever to me, man. It's a slippery slope. Bro, it's not a slippery, it's a cliff. Yeah, no, man, like, no way. It's done, Final Fantasy 14, $30 to $50 amount. Yeah, it's like a new game. Like, I don't really... look, I have given up on expecting gamers to have a backbone. I've given up. Video game players deserve to get fucked in the ass. That's just the way it is. So I'm not gonna go and get angry or upset about this kind of stuff because that's life. Like people are like, I'm gonna get outvoted. People are gonna be like, well, I've got the money, I can spend it. Acting like they're pimps. It's a consumer thing. Yeah, it is. Most gamers are addicts. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Do you think the intent for Classic to catch up with retail? No, I don't think so. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. I don't think they even really plan for it. This is a good video. It's a Willy video.
Det vill jag dock använda.
Anybody like Willy is one of the only people that makes like classic WoW content, man. You want a gamer user? Yeah, I'm different. Of course. You say that, spending thousands on gacha? Sure, yeah, because it's, bro, I make money off of videos. I write that shit off my taxes, like I give a fuck. It doesn't even matter to me, and also I said I gave up on this shit. Like, I'm not gonna go and fight this fucking battle whenever everybody else doesn't care. Fuck that. I'm just gonna have fun, make content, and do what works. Yeah, I'm not a martyr, man. I'm not a, I don't want to make a movement. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to do that. Who gamers deserve everything? Yeah, they do. It actually matter? You have a big influence? Really? Then why didn't it matter? Then why they keep making the storm mounts? Yeah, then why they keep doing that? What happened there? Uh-oh. Yep. Uh-oh.
I regret to inform you, the men are not okay. That's right, folks. The men are not okay. The men have no friends.
Men have fewer friends than ever, and it's harming their health. The male friendship recession is having dire consequences.
No.
What's behind the rise of lonely single men? Well, I mean, a lot of them.
Girlfriend. No college.
Generation of American men give up on college. I just feel lost. That sucks.
Education, no money, are breaking their legs and inserting metal rods into their bones.
It's finally over. From 5'5" to 6'0". What if they measured him in like a year after this, and it turned out that he was 5'11"? Because like I feel like that's kind of the same thing as 5'5", right? Yeah. Does he get his money back? Does he get to sue them? Like, how does that work? I mean, by the way, I don't think this is like anything wrong with men. I mean, like, girls get boob implants all the time, right? They get the Brazilian fucking butt lift stuff too. So, like, I don't think this is really that surprising.
A few inches taller, and listening to AI Batman help them overcome their pornography addiction.
I've seen these, where it's like Master Chief explains to you why you shouldn't jerk off to incest porn. Master Chief convinces you to clean the dog poop out of your bathtub. No, I'm serious. Like, bro, like, I'm not kidding. Now, I'm not gonna watch one of these because if I do, I'll probably have to jump out the window. But I just want you to know that it exists.
You deserve real love.
Oh,
Turns
God.
out the society that was built by and allegedly for men has indeed let them down. Now you might be thinking, oh look, another boo-hoo poor men video by Shoe on Head. Yes. And if you have a problem with that, tune into literally anything else.
The man question.
Men are in a crisis.
I don't know how people drink energy drinks. What the hell? Like, they taste good, bro? I've never had one. I had like 2 sips. I said nope.
And it seems nobody really cares. And the people who do care just seem like the people who want to sell them shit. Not me.
Yeah, there's like guys like, yeah, I really care about your problems. Please subscribe to my fucking newsletter for $25 a month, and it'll tell you how to grow chest hair. And that's what you need. You need to get chest hair, aviator sunglasses, and you have to only wear fitted jeans. And if you do that, you're gonna actually be cool.
I'm different. So before we get into this, let's quickly get into today's sponsor.
Today's sponsor is Holzkern. Holzkern is a young Austrian company that designs
You guys
unique...
remember whenever Summit got his sponsorship dropped from Monster because he was smoking weed on stream, and I went and I said that you know what Monster Energy should do is they should have a competition. Have somebody that smokes weed nonstop next to somebody who drinks Monster Energy drinks nonstop, and let's see who dies first. And I heard through the grapevine that Monster Energy is not willing to work with me in any capacity whatsoever.
Crafted watches
Because I was right.
and jewelry made from all natural materials. Their high-quality timepieces come in various designs for both men and women, making them the perfect gift for any occasion. They're a great blend of function and fashion, and overall, I just think they look very classy, especially the men's watch collection. I was pretty impressed with the silver casing and blue marble dial of the Naturalist watch, which made for a great gift for my boyfriend. He especially loved the casual yet stylish appearance, making it an ideal choice to wear both at work and at home. I'm also really happy with the watch I picked out. It's made from
actually, I wore a watch in like 4th grade and I lost it.
From black and white marble and features a nice black leather bracelet that just feels so comfy. They also create elegantly crafted earrings, very unique handbags, sunglasses, and necklaces, like this rose marble elevation necklace. It makes a really memorable and unique gift for a loved one. All of their products have a 24-month warranty, and ordering online is super easy.
Bro, XQC's watch was way more than this. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Free shipping to the US and most EU countries within 2 to 5 days. So if you want to get yourself a good quality watch and support the channel, I highly recommend checking out their store and clicking the link in the description below. Use my special code SHOE15 at checkout that will give you 15% off for all products store-wide. So go to the link down below and choose your own unique piece of nature. Thank you Holzgren for sponsoring this video, and thank you the viewer as always for not skipping the ad.
Why are men and boys struggling? And what should we do about it?
A few new studies have come out that have shown that young men are more lonely and single than ever before. But it's not just men. The women in
I think also, you know, there's a bit of this, like, I think, yeah, it's societal, but there's also a lot of guys that, it's like if you spend your time growing up jerking off to weird porn to the point to where by the time that you turn 18, you're only sexually attracted to animals that don't exist. I think this isn't healthy either. Like, there's a lot of dudes that, like, whenever they see a girl without makeup on, they think that there's, like, something wrong with her.
Children, too. It's predicted 45% of women will be single and childless by 2030.
Well, that's
According
exciting.
to the media, this is a good thing. The she-economy
Why do they say it's a good thing? Oh, because it's retailers saying it's a good thing. Yeah, it's probably true for retailers.
booming, as they say. And meanwhile, men being single is treated like this.
New study explains why some single men...
What is she doing with her face?
Why some single men are having a hard time finding a new partner.
Some of the music that they listen to speaks very derogatory.
Right.
Yeah, men, stop listening.
It's, yeah. No, I mean, bro, there are so many, like I've listened to some of these, like, female rapper songs, and they're just as bad. Who the fuck was it that, like, admitted to, like, drugging and having sex? Was it Cardi B? I think it was, right? Yeah. So, like, I don't want to hear that shit. It's the music. Oh, really? That's an argument I haven't heard for 20 years.
Listening to that derogatory music, then maybe you won't be single. I don't know, I think men and women being single and lonely
I
kind
feel
of
like a lot of the guys that are really single and lonely on the internet, they're not listening to that music. They're listening to like the Lord of the Rings soundtrack or the Divinity Original Sin 2 soundtrack. Like, they're not listening to rap.
There might be something wrong with society. Perhaps we should address this, not just wave it off as empowering or pathetic. According to several different articles, I love how that's my source. I read about it on the internet. Research shows that people from individualist countries show a greater sense of loneliness. This is linked to socioeconomic development, increased education, a shift.
Y'all want to see a chart that's pretty cute? This chart right here, from 2008 to 2018, within 10 years, it went from 8% to 27% dudes that can't get a girlfriend and hook up with a chick. You know what came out in 2008? Wrath of the Lich King. Funny little fact there. But yeah, there you go.
Towards white-collar jobs and urbanization. Japan also has an issue with loneliness. In fact, they have a whole movement of people they call the hikikomori. Did I say that right?
Probably not.
Okay. Basically, postmodern hermits. Mostly young men who completely withdraw from society.
I don't see this as a problem. I think, like, and there's also girls that do this in Japan too. I think it's probably like a 90-10 or like 80-20 thing where it's mainly guys that do it, but there are girls that do it as well. And I think that the reason why is that, like, living life can be really fucking annoying. Especially whenever you're always having to do things that you don't want to do. Because you think about it, right? And you wake up in the morning, and you just got done going to a school for a degree you didn't really want to get, and now you're going to a job that you don't really want to work at. You drive through traffic or sit through a train that takes an hour while you're playing a gacha game that you don't have enough money to buy the good characters, so you keep losing to people that are like some oil prince in Dubai keeps farming you. You finally get to work, and you have to work there for 12 hours a day, and if you leave before the boss does, then you get fired. So then, after all of this stuff happens, you get home, it's another 2 hours on the subway, losing to another oil prince, or sorry, you know, maybe some trust fund kid in America is now farming you in Fate Grand Order, like, I don't know, one of those fucking gacha games. I don't even know if that one's PvP or not, but it doesn't matter. Point is still the same. You get home, and then now you have to, now you play a video game that you fucking hate. You play League of Legends, but you stopped liking League of Legends in 2017. That was 6 years ago. And to you, it feels like yesterday, but everybody else has moved on. And you're still in gold. And you were in gold in 2017. Things aren't moving forward. You don't have a girlfriend. You stay up late playing League, thinking to yourself, just one more game. I'll see if I can get my placement game for the next rank. And then you get to your placement game and you lose. You go to bed, it's late, and you're mad, and you wake up the next morning, and you didn't get enough sleep for work, and then the cycle repeats itself, right? So what is it a surprise that people are like, you know what, fuck this, like, I'm done, like, I just, like, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to live this life. What's the point of it? Yeah, it's like, what are you, like, what are you working towards? I think that's really what the problem is that, like, people don't have a North Star. Like, for example, like, back in the old days, right, in, like, the 50s, and, you know, the idealized time, you know, you've got, like, Jesus, and you've got, like, you're gonna have a family, and it's like, you don't need to worry, like, and there's also, like, you don't have to worry, right, because in the 50s, it's like, Russia's gonna nuclear bomb us, and we're all gonna be dead, and you're not gonna know about it, right? And so there's, like, you know, not only is there, you know, an afterlife, but there's also the free-spiritedness of, like, you know, this could all be over at any second. So it's like, I think people don't have a North Star anymore. They don't have anything to work towards. There's nothing that they can do. Because more intelligence equals more life concepts equals life is harder. Yeah, exactly. Top off, your parents had a hard time getting the healthcare they need. Oh yeah, of course, right? And then this is a problem for you as well. That's compounded on top of your problems. Yet you can't buy a house, but you can work towards Apex Predator in Apex Legends. Yes.
Themselves in their rooms for months and years at a time. In
I've done this. I remember whenever I graduated high school, I wanted to spend an entire year and not talk to anybody. There would be like whole weeks I would be able to get away with it. Oh, damn, that was fucking good.
There was an estimated 700,000 hikikomori in Japan.
700,000.
And today it's estimated to be about 1.55 million.
That's a lot of Genshin Impact players.
And because of things like this, people aren't having babies, so Japan's population has been in a sharp decline since 2011. It's gotten so bad that Japan even produces videos of live-action women staring into the camera to help the hikikomori learn to cope with eye contact and reintegrate them back into society.
Yeah.
So basically, if you want to know America's future,
well, they're fucked.
Look no further than Japan. A lot of people, including myself, blame this partially on the rise of social media and technology. R.I.P. to the king. Although technology makes things easier, it can also make us...
Ted Kaczynski knew. He said, fuck that industrial revolution shit. Yeah, so this guy, that guy, all right, so Ted Kaczynski was the Unabomber. So he wrote like a massive fucking manifesto, and the FBI spent like $50 million to try to get his ass. They did get his ass, and recently he's been in jail for a long time. He finally died recently. And anyway, he did all of this stuff, and what else? So basically, like, what he said is that he wanted the, like, basically the larger scale of society causes people to lose their sense of individuality and self, because there is like a governing apparatus that suppresses their life. And that, like, that happening was like enabled by the Industrial Revolution. And but guys, I'm not saying, oh wow, the crazy guy that blew people up was right. I'm just explaining who the guy is and what he thinks. Okay, I'm just saying this is what he said.
More atomized. Why go to the mall when I can just tap, buy a new microphone, and have it shipped to me in a day? Why hang out with friends when I can get all my social interaction I need from Twitter and streamers? Why go on dates and bother meeting women when I could just tap, Google big boob and get 2 million results? Or see my...
It's more than that now. And also, the better thing now is that people are getting AI girlfriends and stuff. Like, I think sometimes whenever I see something really fucked up on the internet, I'll screenshot it just so I don't forget about it. And, like, I've been seeing a lot of these advertisements recently. Have you guys seen these? Advertisements for, like, these AI girlfriend websites? Dude, there's so many of them. Like, Replica? Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the big one. And, like, you're gonna have even more of those. And I think people are gonna have, I think it's not as close as we might think to it being socially acceptable, but like, here's a really good way to say it, okay? Is that if you go and you watch Emaru at, or like Miz or Tectone or any of the people at fucking Anime Expo, there are people walking around Anime Expo with body pillows. And like, it's gone from being, this is something that only the biggest fedora-wearing losers do, to it being kind of funny. And it going from being fucking weird to a joke is a step up in accepting it, right? And so I think the AI girlfriend stuff is gonna happen. Are they crunchy? Probably.
High school crushes holes on OnlyFans for only $5.
Yeah.
Instant dopamine, instant satisfaction.
There's
and hey,
even, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, she knows. And there's this, like, there are these girls on Instagram, or not, oh fuck, not Instagram, OnlyFans. OnlyFans, Fansly. One of the big things that these girls make money with is like doing, like, obviously, like, there's girls say like, oh, I'm doing customs, right? And that's like, you know, you tell like, oh, you know, do this and I'll give you $10, and you know, they do it and they give you $10. But like, there's also girls that like dudes will pay money just to send them messages and to talk to them. It's straight up just like strippers. But the best thing about it is that a number of these girls, and this is not really like a huge secret, they're not even answering the messages. It's like, maybe it's like a dude answering the messages. They hire dudes. Yeah, they hire people to answer their messages. Isn't that insane? Yes, and also, if you don't believe that, Andrew Tate literally did this. He said that. Yeah. AI no need to hire? Yes, and remember, was it Amaranth or was it some other girl that was going to make like an AI version of themselves to talk to people? And they were making tons of money off of it too.
It's just a gang going.
who even needs a real woman when you could just have an AI girlfriend?
Yep.
We're so Dating apps really are the great Satan, and I'm convinced they've completely broken men's brains. Women on dating apps are picky. Women in general are picky, and
Well, that's what makes sense that women are picky. You look at it biologically, some dude hooks up with a girl, fucking busts a nut, bro, he's down the road. Meanwhile, she's got to deal with this shit for 9.5 months. Like, evolutionarily speaking, it makes sense that girls have to be more picky. 18 years? Well, I mean, that's only because of the law, right? Yeah, I've listened to the Kanye West song you're referring to. I know what you mean. Hoflation is a real thing. Don't downplay it. Hoflation. What is hoflation? Is this a new one? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Is this a new one? Sounds like some Red Bull shit. Yeah, no, it is. But like, the price of hoes is too damn highs. Girls are less hot with higher standards. Girls are less hot with higher standards. I don't know. I mean, guys are less hot with higher standards. Yeah, it's like, how do we not know that's the same? Because like, I get what you're saying, but like I've never used a dating app. Okay. I really mean I've never downloaded Tinder, Bumble, Christian Mingle, Farmers Meet, Plenty of Fish, Grindr. Yeah, I haven't done any of these ever. So I don't really understand this. But like, whenever I see, like, girls will show me some of the guys that will match with them, and this will be like, you know, for example, like a 23-year-old girl, and it's a 45-year-old man matching with her. And he's married. He has a picture of him and his wife in like his photos because it's connected to Facebook. So it's just like I don't know. Inflation is real, is it? Like, that is nuts. Searching for a second wife, maybe? Pick a card. Yeah, there you go.
Naturally, we are pickier. You know, we're the ones who carry babies.
Yeah, you
at
have
least
to
for
be.
now. But on dating apps, you have to admit, it's a little insane. It's safe to say that the commodification of love and the window shopping of dating apps probably has to do a lot with the rise of lonely single men. Men are not just lonely when it comes to dating, they're lonely when it comes to friendship too. According to Vox, Americans are currently in a friendship recession, and men are being hit the hardest. The percentage of men who reported having at least 6 close friendships fell in half since the 90s. 1 in 5 men say they have
2021, I don't know. I feel like that's a bad frame of reference because that was during COVID. Again, I'll read something and try to, like, I'm the kind of person that will like read something and then try to find out how it's wrong. Just like that's just how I think. So like maybe I'm like overthinking it, but is that true for you guys? Hoflation means a 25-year-old now has to work 40% harder than his grandfather. For a woman, 40% less appealing than his grandmother was to his grandfather. Let me think about this. A guy has to work harder. Okay, I get it. This is like the thing, is like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like going and like trying to date a bunch of different girls. Like, what the fuck? Like, I have no idea. So it's hard for me to say. The 666 rule in order for a guy to bet. Oh yeah, 6 figures, 6 feet, and 6 inches. Yeah, I've heard of that before. The women are also less appealing now because of porn. I think that is true. I think that guys, and like this is just what happens on social media. I think it fucks up people's head on social media, where like guys will look at a girl and think that she's ugly because she doesn't look like an anime. She doesn't look like Mikasa from fucking Attack on Titan, you know?
no close friendships. Looking at all these statistics, the explosion of figures like Andrew Tate is not surprising at all.
I believe being a man is a blessing because it starts so different.
Oh, I agree with this too. I agree with Andrew Tate with this. You know, people talk about all the advantages that women have and everything like that. True, but like, goddamn, man, every day I wake up, I thank God I was born a man. I'm gonna be honest.
Every man is born without any
I think that also, like, for a lot of you guys that might say, like, oh, no, I don't feel that way, right? Wait till you're 33. Because, like, the perspective you have at 23 versus 33, very different situation.
You at all. I think that the world's never going to think you're important unless you make yourself important.
And recently, a new study came out about how young men are moving towards these rights. And every other month, we, the liberal, sucked-in, leftist, whatever you want to call the space online, performs the same song and dance. What's wrong with men? Why is this happening? Why don't we have a leftist Andrew Tate? We need to push men to the left. Andrew Tate rarely, if ever, talks about politics. No. Andrew Tate talks about men, and the left only talks about men when they talk about Andrew Tate.
Well, it's also, like, a lot of guys, to be honest, I think a lot of guys like being abrasive, obnoxious, assholes, aggressive, and guys don't like getting tone policed. And I feel like all the fucking time, you get tone policed for acting that way. Constantly. And so that's why I think people go towards that direction, is because they don't want to get tone policed. They don't want to get told what to do. They don't want to get told, like, oh, well, you can't make that joke. You can't act that way. Bitch, shut the fuck up. I do what I want. And that's why they do it. It's because you have people that are doing something that in their mind is innocuous. It gets described as something that's completely different, and then they get treated as if that was the intention. And so they say, fuck you. I'm not going to do that. The girl's like, man up. I've always felt like it's so hard to have somebody that will respect you whenever you're vulnerable if you're a dude. Maybe that's the same thing as girls, right? Because, like, a lot of guys are only sympathetic to girls because they want to fuck her. So, like, I have to listen to her cry. It's like doing a daily quest or a weekly quest, or like building up a reputation with a faction. And WoW, it's like, you know, you get like a really hot bro. It's like Winter Saber Frost Traders. It's like maybe you get like a couple of easy ones. It's like, you know, getting Ironforge reputation or something like that. So it's like, you know, this girl's not as hard to get. But, like, you know, sometimes you want to have the more, you know, interesting and, like, unique mounts. And so you'll try to farm out, like, a Zulian Tiger. And so it takes longer. Like, it takes longer to do. But, like, at the end of the day, you know, guys are not doing this out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it because this is a means to an end. And so I think that a lot of the generosity and a lot of the, like, kind of the way that like the advantages that girls enjoy from like male attention and like males like doing things like that and being supportive towards them, that will go away instantaneously as soon as either she gets a boyfriend or she's not attractive to him anymore or something else changes, because it's not actually genuine.
Months ago, during one of the monthly song and dances, some progressive people I follow made the mistake of addressing men's issues. And the even bigger mistake of pointing their finger at
the reason why young men flock to alt-right MRA movements, MRA is men's rights activists, is because the left gives brain-dead advice to young men. We need to be more compassionate to them for our own sake. Yeah, I think this is like, I don't know if this is like a left or a right thing, because I think actually, I think that, like, I feel like Andrew Tate is like, it's not very compassionate either, but there's like a certain level of like male aggression to the lack of compassion that's more compelling.
Their own spaces for not doing enough to address said men's issues.
Recently, there were some statistics by healthcare company Cigna indicating that men are the loneliest generation, and addressing it doesn't mean that you turn your back on issues pertaining to women, but it does mean that we should.
Well, there's also a lot of women out there, right? And I see this all the time, is there are a lot of women out there that hate men. Like in the same way that there are these like every time something bad happened, like remember there was that one YouTube channel, and I used this example before, there was this one YouTube channel of this guy who played Red Dead Redemption 2, and the only thing that he did was he would lasso the women's suffragettes. Those are the ones that were protesting for the right for women to vote. And, you know, get them out of the town, drag them in the dirt, you know, into the swamp, and, like, feed them to crocodiles in Red Dead Redemption 2, or put them on, like, the train track and have them get run over by the train. And, like, bro, all the comments were like, dude, good one, bro. Can you do it with like you have like a bull attack them and like knock them off a cliff or something? Oh, it'd be so good. And then like 2 days later, you see a new video come out like based, bro. Yeah, exactly. And so there are a lot of guys that just simply resent women. And I think there's a lot of women that just simply straight up resent guys. Some reasons being, I think, reasonable and understandable. Some reasons are fucking stupid, and there's a lot of in between. But yeah, that's the reason why you see this, is that like whenever women see this, there are some women, it's like, you know, in their mind, right, their dad was an asshole, you know, maybe they had like bad sexual experiences growing up, you know, something in their mind just fucking happened in their life happened, and like now they fucking hate men. It's the same reason why I think people are racist too. It's like a lot of the people that I think are racist probably had a bad interaction with a person of a certain race, and then that painted their entire perspective on everybody of that race. That's what happens. Yeah, or they didn't have a dad. Yeah, or something like that.
Be focused on what it is in society that is leading to this epidemic, what the left can do to offer solutions, and how we can basically fight back against the more nefarious figures who have filled the void that, you know, men are struggling with, people like Jordan Peterson and what have you. Now, recently, Vosh, who's a popular streamer, had tweeted this thread that I think is really, really important to address. He writes, "I cannot stress enough how important it is to understand that 12-year-old white boys on Twitch are not being pulled into fascism because of some Machiavellian desire to preserve and expand their privileges. It's because the right talks to them and the left doesn't."
I think it's people like 12-year-old white kids or 12-year-old boys in general don't want to be told what to do. Like, I actually think that it's way more simple than people are making it out to be. They don't want to be tone policed by, you know, by women, by teachers, by their parents, by anybody. They want to go on the internet, act like absolute fucking psychotic, racist assholes, watch Aiden Ross or Kai, you know, burn down their house or start a riot, and they fucking love it. And do you know how I know that? It's because I used to be 12. There's not a fucking political, like, manifesto behind this. It's, bitch, shut the fuck up. Don't tell me what to do. That's all there is to it. They're not fascist. They're not Nazis. They don't even care.